Oh, yeah. Hey, hey, everyone. It's the Che Tom Show. We're
Tom Che
back.
Show. What is
Uh,
up?
we are, Tom's pumped. Tom was listening to some Screamo emo music, cutting together the Lauren video. It literally was done 12 minutes ago.
It
But
was
hey,
later than that. I sent Tom a message, said, "Hey, I'm ready for the link." He's like, making the video. I was like, "Oh no."
I was trying to not tell people how bad I really am, but that's what friends are for, is to like rat you out. Hey, we have Jennifer Pointer, we have Garrett Freder King, we have Anna Blanket, we have Wes Crawley. Some of those dudes made videos.
That's
And
awesome.
y'all, and
Oh,
Lauren's here herself. Hey,
hey,
Lauren.
Lauren.
I edited the video and I almost started crying. Moose is here. What's up? We have like our core best peoples. And
Yep.
there's plenty of more best peoples that we have that treat us so well. But these are usually the the people that keep coming back to us for whatever reason.
Yeah. For whatever reason.
And hey, I wanted to do something, and Che will be able to help us out. If you're viewing this live and you just want to jump on the show and say a quick, like, we love you, Lauren, Che could probably send you a little link on Twitter. We could have you come on as part of the festivities, not just, the video that was sent. So,
Dylan.
yes, Dylan he is the best person, though. You know what I
I
mean? Like,
know. I wish
I
this thing
hate
gave me
him.
the ability to comment back. As a guest, you can't comment back in the comments on here. And I'd love to comment to Dylan.
Let me see something.
I don't think it does.
No,
Dylan, you are the
no.
best, man. Your dad just joined a group I'm in, a private group, and it's a dad group. It's just a dad support group on Twitter, and he got introduced to the group, and I was like, if you guys don't know, and you do know Dylan, that tells you all you need to know about Kent as a father.
Yeah,
Any
really.
man who can raise a child like that. So yeah, it's Dylan, you are the best, my man.
So yeah, so this is kind of how we're gonna run down the show. I haven't talked to Che in a while. I haven't done a Tom show in a while because I was in a funk, man, and like it's just you get in these funks and you're like, I'm trying to do content. I'm not feeling it, but I still need to do content. So, but I don't want to get guests on, and promise them no viewership. Because some people are like, hey, I want to expand, my brand or get more Twitter followers. And they're really awesome people. And then, you're like, oh, hey, we got 24 views after 2 weeks, and it's just like, a bummer. But with Che, we don't care because we're just having fun.
Yeah.
I don't care. My solo stuff, if three people watch it, I don't care. I made it. It's out there, whatever. But when I have guests on and they're talking about themselves and stuff, it sometimes gets a little. I get down when it's not like like 100 views. And that is asking a lot. 100 people to watch a video. That's just insane.
Yeah.
But that's kind of how the Tom Show started, and so it's just a funk, and I think a lot of people are in a funk right now. So I'm not blaming anyone. I'm not saying watch me. I'm just saying why, like for 2 or 3 weeks, I really haven't done a lot of video content. But I was gonna message Che and be like, "Hey Che, I need to do a show." And Che's always like, "Yeah, man, I want to talk to you. I love you."
That's how I get to
And
talk to Tom, by the way. I mean, we text every day, but we can't seem to pick up the phone and talk to each other. So this is how that's what we don't care if we have viewers or not because it's just us talking. So
yes,
yeah, this is how we get to talk to each other.
um, and it was just like, oh, then like I hate Discord for NFTs, and I'm in a lot of those, but for gaming and for the Project 70 artists, it's great because it's like, okay, we're talking about something we love, and every now and then they give us an announcement, like, hey, my project's this is coming out, or I'm doing my own set or something awesome. So then I had notifications that was like everyone in Lauren's channel. I was like, oh, sweet. Like, what great thing am I going to read about? Is her set finally ready? And I went there and I was just like crying. If you don't know, the most best friend to this show, Lauren. She, you know her struggles if you know her. The mental health, the concussions, the why do I feel wrong and no one's telling me that something's wrong with me. You could go to her Facebook. That's the one she is most active on, most descriptive. But she just fought with a bunch of doctors, a bunch of people, and then finally, like, hey, we should just do a scan of your brain. They did, and they found a mass in her pituitary gland. And you know, you have something growing in your head that's not supposed to be there, as she says. That's part of my it's effing scary. You know what I mean? And Tom is a warrior. You know, Tom, he Jen's in the chat. Tom texts Jen every now and then, like, hey, how are you doing, girl? Tom texts Che, like, hey man, how are you feeling? Because Che, you know, wasn't feeling well for a while there, you know, when you know I had the shingles, you know, Che was down with something, and you know, I got all my friends are down, you know, but hey, I love them, and you know, I'll check it. I worry a lot. And so then I was just like, hey, Che, we got to just, you know, she helped us out so much. We did the fundraiser because of her idea. Um, and it's like, we should just do like a quick little, like, hey, let's do a normal little show, do our little whatever. And then we're like, hey, let's just, you know, talk about how much we appreciate her and love her. Just want to send her some good vibes. And then I was just like, hey, if anybody else wants to join in on this, um, you know, Jen's just like, yeah, right when you need it the most. That's how our friends in the hobby are. When you need it the most, you get a rack or you get
Yeah,
a text or a phone call or whatever. You know what I mean? There's someone watching you at all times.
that's the truth. Hecker sent me a DM this morning. First thing when I woke up, I picked up my phone, had a DM from Hecker, and just said, "Hey, this is on its way to you. You're my rack of the day today." And he gave Hecker words, and I was like, "Man, you don't even know,
Yeah.
how it comes at the perfect time. It's day by day, and it's we all have our struggles, and it just hit me at the perfect time. I was like, yesterday I got to start my day watching Wes's video again. Today I start my day with that from Hecker. This hobby, this community, man, it kind of keeps me afloat at times. Really does. So
And Wes, we're going to talk about you, buddy. Let's just talk about it right now. Was
okay,
that not the greatest rack video in the longest time? I mean, it's the greatest one I've seen. None have moved me as much as that one.
yeah,
And
well, go ahead.
I
No,
was just gonna say, Wes, if I say your name wrong, it looks like Craley or Crawley. I don't know what it is. Just forgive me. I'm an idiot. And and I just want to say this, you know, Wes, you have a face, a voice, and a temperament to do video. The way you should, when you're comfortable making a video about cards or people or whatever, you 100%. I want to see that. I want to see Wes content, and I've had people ask like Crawley, perfect. I've had people ask like, well, who's this Wes guy and why did y'all rack him? And I was like, oh brother, if you
yeah,
don't know Wes, if you know Wes, you know. But if you don't know Wes, you know, he's our hidden gem. We do want to share him with the world, but Wes is just that guy. Hey, Chad, welcome. Thank you for hopping in. But yes, Shay, why don't you were involved with this, so I'll let you take
yeah.
the lead and just tell the story.
Well, Wes is in our RAC ambassador group. It's the group headed up by Eric Hecker, where we do a random act of kindness 365 days a year. Every month, somebody gets to choose a month. I mean, we choose one person from the group, and that month is their month. During that month, they get to choose their charity for what their fundraiser is going to be that month, and they get to choose a big rack of the month. So we give a small rack every day, and then we give one big rack during the month to some deserving person. Well, last month was me. We did our rack to Kentucky Cards, and I did my American Heart Association fundraiser. This month was Rowdy. And if you all don't follow Rowdy _21. If you don't follow Rowdy, follow Rowdy. He is an amazing, amazing man. So this month it was his turn to pick the big rack. Well, he didn't, he decided not to do it within our within our group, and he had this crazy idea. And when he presented it to me, I was like, "Yeah, I'm in, but I don't know, man. I don't know if we can pull this one off." We all know Wes, his ultimate Grail card, the card that we all have it. We all have the card. Mine's the '67 Rod Carew, but his card is that 2017 Donruss Optic red and yellow Patrick Mahomes, and it's a hefty price tag. I mean, it's a hefty price tag, and he just never could buy it. I mean, he never decided to buy it for himself. But we saw Wes whenever I did my Heart Association fundraiser. Wes puts up a lot of cards for sale on Twitter and puts up like $125 of his own cards. Just when he sells them, that money went to my fundraiser. He did the same thing with Chris's Polar Plunge fundraiser. I see him selling his cards, his stuff, to take the money to give to our fundraisers. And then anytime we do a rack, one that requires 10, 15 people, and we all throw in $10, $20 a piece, he's always there. He's always there. So, Rowdy, he said, "Hey, let's do this. It's going to take more people than our 14 in this group." So we got together 39 folks, and
Wow.
we got that damn Patrick Mahomes for Wes just because he deserves it. He has chosen to make other people happy all the time. And so just seeing that video, a couple things, just the true and utter emotion, the raw emotion, the speechlessness. Hey, Wes, I'm so glad that now you have supplanted me in my opening the Rod Carew jersey and getting all verklempt on camera. So now, I'm not the latest one to do that, but it reminded me, I felt it. When I watched his video, I knew what he was feeling, because just a month ago, you guys had me on video opening that Rod Carew jersey, and I couldn't speak, and I had to shut it off, just like Wes did, because I was going to cry. And so I know that emotion he felt, and he deserved it. He absolutely deserved it. And it was just awesome to see. Best thing I've seen in this hobby, to have that many people immediately come to. It didn't take us very long to get to 39 people. I mean, it was quick. And we had people scouring this country, Wes, to find that card. Jimmy at Kentucky Roadshow reached out to all 4 of his shops, and they started looking for it. Other card shop owners started looking for it. We were going to find this damn card. And it was an amazing thing to be on this side of it. I know how amazing it was for Wes to be on that side of it, but it was just the best thing I've experienced since joining this community over 2 years ago. It was amazing.
Yeah, I mean, thinking about you and both Wes, grown men that I love, like brothers, seeing you guys get emotional is an instant emotional thing for me. So I'm teared up already. It's good though. I watched that video and I was just screaming, yes, like feed me your happy tears, Wes. I want to drink this in, because I get choked up on little racks. You know what I mean? Someone says you like, hey, here's like 15 junk Rockies cards, but it's not, it's like they thought of me, and that makes me feel emotional. I cannot imagine. I don't have to imagine. I saw what getting a card that you've been talking about in group chat since I have known you was the greatest thing I've seen in this hobby. I mean, there's things where we do things where like we help kids and all that other stuff. Let's not get into like, the morals or semantics or whatever. For like a rack of just a dude and his card, a PC card, that was the greatest thing I've ever seen in this hobby. And
I don't know if it'll be topped. I mean, it's going to be hard to top it.
Lauren talks about snot bubbles. I was snot bubbling, praying Wes was going to cry. He didn't, but I knew he did and would. He did off camera. And then I watched it again, and I still cried, man. Like, like it's just crazy. Funny story. Wes, he told me how to mispronounce his name.
It's Crayley, right?
It's Crayley. Yes, he said Crawley. Now it's Crayley. That's how choked up he is. He just looks at us and he's like, "Dang." He says, "Tom, you helped me overcome my speech issues and my lack of confidence during the hobby hero wrap, and that has been a life-changing moment for me. So this hobby transcends cards. Y'all have Wes, you might not see the confidence. This goes for me too, and this goes for a lot of people. We see the like most amazing, sexiest, handsome, funniest, kindest dude in you. And that's what I saw. And I was just like, hey man, I'll help you out. If you write a rap, I'll rap it. Then you were like, no, I'll do it. You did that, you overcame your stuff. I just, having someone say you can do it, that's easy because I could just say that to anyone. And 95% of the time I don't believe it, but but I try to be encouraging, like if you believe it and if I can help you believe it, then that whatever. But I'm not taking credit for that. You are, like I said, I want you to do content. I'm not trying to push it on you because but that rack video and then what you did for Lauren coming up later in the video montage was great. And I decided to end on your video, so because it was my favorite one. But yeah, that's good people doing great things, and you just love to see it. So yeah, that was just so incredible. Just made my day that day just seeing that. So anything else you want to add on that, or?
No, man. I mean, I think his video spoke for itself. I mean, the reaction, how many likes and retweets and quote tweets and people just saying, I don't know who this dude is, but it's obvious he deserved it. Look at the note those guys wrote for him. And people were going back and pausing the video and screenshotting the note and tweeting the note saying, look at what they're saying about this guy. And he obviously deserved that. It was awesome. It was awesome.
Yeah,
so.
It was. Well, you want to try? Like, have you bought any cards or anything lately? Anything tickle your fancy? Any interest of what's going on in our hobby?
Too much heritage, and that's Wes's fault. So I've only bought. I haven't bought that much. I bought more than I've ever bought in heritage, but I haven't bought that much at all. Still not collecting a whole lot. I've actually been selling. I reopened my eBay store, started my LLC up. I'm paying taxes legal and stuff now. On selling the cards. So I've been just been trying to sell some of the stuff that I accumulated when I was spending way too much money over the last 2 years. Trying to get some of that recouped and trying not to spend near as much as I did over the last couple of years. So I'm just kind of in seller mode and community. Let's just watch what other people are getting and be happy for them mode right now.
Yeah, that's kind of the same with me. I've been trying to sell some cards. I've been selling a lot of $20 cards, which is fine. Hey, I sold 3 $20 cards this week. That's $60, trying to, like you said. I did sell a card for like $50 and I went to the hobby shop and I was like, hey, I might just buy some packs of something. Look at all the sports card, and I was like, I can't even afford a hobby pack of anything. And then there's this like Star Trek Women of Star Trek box, and it was $48, and you get like 3 autos. And I was like, that's right up my alley. Like, I'll binder the base set. If I get crappy autos, I don't care because I love Star Trek so much that they're gonna be like, part of a collection. And if I got someone amazing, then amazing, So for me, that was so much fun and worth the gamble. But yeah, I haven't got any Series 1. I haven't got any Heritage. I haven't got anything new this year. But I'm still enjoying, the hobby. I'm still I love seeing people open stuff. Like the WWE craziness with the Prism. I've enjoyed watching that. I'm kind of glad like I'm not involved in all that nuts stuff, but
you know who is buying cards and who I've enjoyed the hell out of watching buy cards?
Who's that?
Is our buddy Chad, who's on here tonight.
Oh, so yes.
He hasn't bought cards for 25 years, and he's been watching. He's been lurking and lingering in the hobby for the last couple of years, and he's finally pulled the trigger. He's bought a lot of Topps flagship. He's bought Heritage. He bought his first ever Project 70 or Project 2020 card recently, and you'll never guess who inspired him to buy his first one.
Who is that? Lauren Taylor?
Lauren Taylor Roberto Clemente was the first one that moved him to buy a card, and he sent it to me as soon as he got it. He's as big a Roberto Clemente fan as I am Rod Carew, and he saw that card, and that day when he saw it, he sent it to me, sent me the screenshot, and he's like, dude, how do I go about ordering this? And I was like, it's like, go on the website and order it, because I think he saw it on Twitter or something.
Yeah.
And since then, he's bought a couple more. He got a cool Papa Bill and a Jonathan India. They were delivered today. So I'm loving watching him get his cards. But I just thought I would throw that in, that, the card that inspired him to make his first purchase of an art card was a Lauren card. So
no, that's amazing. And this room, what we just talked about. There's all these different ways of collecting. You like old cards and new cards. I like newer cards, not necessarily old cards. Chad likes old cards, but now he's like, I like new cards and I like art cards, and it's like, well, Tom likes, art cards. So there's alternatives to how you collect, like, hey, yeah, maybe you can't buy WWE Prism, but you know what? Hey, there's a Woman of Star Trek box there that's like $40 cheaper than Blowout. Why not buy that? You love Star Trek. There's something for you to like help you feed that itch. And there's this stuff for you to collect, opening wax. We all know that's the best feeling in the world. It's so much fun. The gut punch that sometimes comes with it is not, but it's so much fun to open cards. And I know we all miss it and wish it could get a little bit cheaper, and who knows what's going to happen, but there are other ways. Just buy singles. Yeah, that's okay. But just buy singles, and then every now and then, buy some packs or a blaster or something if you can, because you need the itch. We're all degenerate gamblers, packs and all that fun stuff. So, let's just do what you can to like have fun and stay. You're going to stay in the hobby for the community, but then you also need a hobby. You do hobby stuff. So do what you can to keep you going in the hobby. Like for me, that's buy a couple cards here or there, or sell cards or whatever. So it's like I don't get the fear of missing out like the other people are. It's like, okay, I did my little thing. I'm good. Now, I have my happy Tom glasses on, and there's no jealous Tom. And there's really never really much jealous Tom. But it's just my advice. I think we have gone like 20.
Yeah, we're 20 minutes in. We probably need to move on to
Lauren.
While we're here.
Jay and I could talk for hours about anything. Lauren was in the hobby before Project 70. She was, she's a well-respected artist by a lot of people, and I had seen a lot of her art pop up before Project 70, and I was like, wow, this is really good. Didn't follow everyone at the time, but then like I saw that she was announced as a Project 70 artist, and I was like, well, I love Project 70, I'm following them all, so I followed her. Her cards are just amazing, and it was like a joy to watch those cards come out. But before that, around that time, I started following her, but right before Project 70 came out, my buddy and your buddy, Dub Mentality, great Twitter follow, one of the like must Twitter follows if you're in the hobby, in my opinion. He was posting about how you only see fire and you only see stock rising and PSA 10 and all this crazy stuff in every eBay listing. So I had a purple Ronald Acuna heritage rookie, and I was like, okay, I'm gonna just, he's a Braves fan, so I was like, that's my best Braves card. I stuck it between my feet. I took pictures. I said, cold, stock down, he sucks, called him Mike Trout, and took like a picture of it in my foot, and I sent him the link and laughed about it, and it caught on. And then Lauren saw that and she thought it was the greatest thing in the world. She's like, that's so funny. She's like, do it with one of my cards. And I was like, okay, when your first Project 70 card comes out, I will do it, but I would like to do it for charity, because I do want all the attention, but I don't want I don't want selfish attention. Like, I don't want to do something stupid to raise money and make me money. I want to do it for something fun. And Che and I were doing a show, and I was like, Che, I have this dumb idea. Would you help me do it? And the reason why is Che is a responsible adult. Che, not only does he have great ideas, but he gets stuff done. And he could hold me accountable, and he could be like, "Hey Tom, we need to do this. Hey Tom, we're tracking this. Hey Tom, which is helpful for me." So he really was like, if my, this was
We
the
just lost
face.
Jen as a viewer, by the way.
That was the face of the auction. Che was the structure running the fundraiser, hands down. Che did like 87% of the work. Lauren did like 5 just for painting the card, and then everyone else donating. I did like 1%, but I get half the credit, so that's how Tom works. But yeah, so we just came up with this idea. She said, "Please let it be mental health." Che kind of ran with it. Jennifer's sick and puking right now after seeing my foot. It's a sexy foot, Jennifer. I just got verified on Instagram. I can make ad revenue now. I'm an influencer. You have more pictures of my feet than I do, because Jennifer, she did win the bid for the Feet Bay auction. She, choked down the bile of looking at all the pictures. It was the high bid. And yes, which brings me to a point, I made these cards, Che and then me, and I autographed them. This is like, I think I have 3 of 7. I think I have 1 of 7 I sent out to someone recently. And then I have Lauren's 1 of 1, and Jen got a 1 of 1. So Lauren, I am going to send you your special 1 of 1 foot card. I'll try to cover it up a little. So, so yeah, like it was a dumb joke that was funny. And it took off. And then she was like, "That's funny. Do it for my card." And then it became this, with Che's help, like it became a thing. It became a real fundraiser. It wasn't just a joke auction. And Che, you take over now. Just took a drink of water. Yeah, tell them like how much we raised and your side of it and how you saw it.
Tom has been here saying it was, that he doesn't deserve any of the credit. The idea was Tom's. Tom was the inspiration for it. Lauren has said time and time again, we give her too much credit, but it was her name. Here, look at us. All right. Tom's got a Snoopy hat on and those sunglasses. We're both I'm a goofy old man. Neither one of us had 1,000 followers. Neither one of us had a following. Neither one of us had any kind of business trying to raise that much money on Twitter, because who's going to trust? I mean, I had like 700 followers, Tom. At that time, I think you were like 500 or 600 followers. Yeah. How are we going to get out here and convince people to give us money? But Lauren not only donated her talent with our big auction at the end, Lauren, if you don't know, Jen won it. Jen's in our chat tonight. She's the one that won the big auction. But she gave her name to us. And so when I was able to create that website and put the flyers out and put the tweets out, it was like Che and Tom with Topps artist Lauren Taylor. That gave us legitimacy. It gave me confidence. It gave me legitimacy that she trusted us to use her name and do it right. Because she didn't have to do that. She did not have to do that. So, yes, we did the day-to-day of this is for sale and this is for sale. And, she donated her talents to us. But more importantly, she donated her trust and her name. She didn't know us really, and so that meant a lot to me. And this is not about me. This is about her. Mm-hmm. But that gave me, that month of doing that, gave me a new platform. It gave me a new way to go about. So when the tornadoes hit in Kentucky, I had that experience. I could go out and raise $2,000 so me and my son could go buy blankets and coats. I couldn't have done that, Lauren, if you hadn't given me the trust and the confidence during the Jed fundraiser. If that had fallen flat on his face, I couldn't have brought myself with my personality and my lack of confidence to do another fundraiser in the future. So you gave me more than your name and that painting that you donated. So I mean,
Yeah.
you gave me something inside that helped change me and changed the way that I want to say live my life, the way I live my life on Twitter. And that's changed the way I live my life. So it's brought things into my life that I'm not going to talk about tonight that are life-changing, good things that are in my life that came about because of that Jed fundraiser. I mean, things that will change my life forever. And we'll talk about those later, but we're not talking about them tonight. But that came from that. So you didn't post the tweets and sell it and collect the money, but do not sell yourself short on how influential you were on the fact that we could raise $3,600 to help teens and their mental health issues. So do not discount what you did.
Yeah. And, we have a following now, like it feels good to have a lot more followers, and I'm not going to talk about like follower count and why that matters, but what it matters is like, now that Tom has an idea, someone might jump on that and be like, you know what? That is a good idea because of the Jed fundraiser. We could do it. Che, if he has an idea or wants to do something, he has earned through your name and what he just said, that respect where like, with that, the tornado thing, like in a few days, raised, thousands of dollars. And it's just like, you gave like our Twitter, like I was a clown, and Che was a, well-respected writer and doing his blogs, but like now he's like a pillar in fundraising and RAC ambassador. I had to quit because just too crazy. I got way too much going on, but we both got that because of you. We got in with like Eric Hecker and all these other amazing things that we've helped and gave to so many other people. And it's because, we were here and then like, yeah, we worked, Che mostly worked. But now, we're not up to here, but we're in a position to where we're comfortable. And like, if people like, hey, we need help, Che, can you help us? Or Tom, can you help us? We know like, yeah, I can help you. And that feels good. It's, from being just a dumb clown who puts his feet out there to like, he's a dumb clown, but sometimes, he's all right and kind of smart. So that means so much just to have just that much respect when I put my feet out there that people, Jen, you can puke all you want. You've, whatever, you've earned that right. You see my feet so much, but, and other people now they just, laugh or tag me and it's become a thing and a fun thing, that led to Sexy Toms. You know what I mean? And my stupid little picture of me, by the fireplace. I wouldn't have done anything like that or had confidence to take my goofiness up a level. So, thank you, Lauren. And what came from that too is, Che put a rack together for the Jed Foundation for me. And, this, Trevor story, it's amazing. And, he, we forgot the unit number on my apartment and got lost in the mail and got sent back, and Che he contacted Lauren Taylor customer support, which is Lauren Taylor, and was like, hey, I forgot the address, can we send him another one? And she's like, oh, that was for Tom, like refund. She's like, no, like, yeah, I'll send another one out when this one comes back, I'll put it back in stock, but refunding you. She was like, no, Tom, she racked me that through your rack. And then you were like, hey, do you want another print of hers? I was like, no, pay it forward, because that's the hobby community we have. But I have that picture and I have like an autograph of Trevor's story card, I have his rookie card, and I have like a patch card or a relic card. I'm gonna get that, put that picture there as the centerpiece, and then below have the 3 cards that, I kind of want to go in there and, hanging on the wall. Oh, it's a Blake Jameson drip card. It wasn't a relic card. But yeah, it's like, that's going to be the centerpiece of my card area is like, it's not going to be stormtroopers all the time. It's going to be like Trevor Story, a Lauren Taylor print, and then some cards. And that's going to be what I show people when people are like, hey, Tom, you like baseball cards and baseball. I'm like, yeah, look, Trevor Story, amazing art and cards. So just so appreciative. You've got a wall of her art. You can see.
Yeah. Yeah. I've got, thing I appreciate about Lauren, and I've told her this, that I didn't hang this for this show. Anybody who's watched this knows that this Bad News Bears has been right below the Jackie Robinson, right beside the Satch and the Josh Gibson. I'm looking across at my Tony Gwynn, my Rod Carew, my Fergie Jenkins. And I was telling Lauren, when I walk in this room, I don't stop and think, man, that Lauren Taylor print sure does make me happy. I don't necessarily think about her name or who painted the print. All I know is I can walk in this room and I'll glance at that and I feel better about myself. I feel better that they make me smile. Her art speaks to me. Her art has always done that. I bought more of the Project 70 cards of hers than I did anybody. I didn't try to collect all 20. I just wanted to buy the ones that truly spoke to me. I bought the Lou Gehrig, and I think I bought the Trout next. That's the first Trout card I've ever bought. But I was like, my God, look how beautiful that card is. The Bo Jackson came next, what I bought. Tony Gwynn, I bought the Vladdy. But, her talent, it speaks for itself. And her art speaks to so many people. And, but the thing I love about Lauren more than her talent and her art is the way she's chosen to use her platform. She is not inaccessible. She is not some elitist who is using her platform just to promote her art. She's using her platform to she shows vulnerability. She shows that she's a real person. This is what I'm dealing. Here's a lady who's on the cover of Beckett. She's on the cover of Women Entrepreneur magazine. She's winning this award. She's a tops artist. She's, got all this, but she doesn't use her platform just to tout that. She's real. She's real. Like the Facebook post that kind of brought all this together.
It's
she will never know. I'm not dealing with what she's dealing with, but somebody in my life is. And seeing some of the things she said kind of made me reflect. It's like, I have not been the best person I can be for my friend because I feel like they don't feel like they can come to me and say the things that I just read her say. And I haven't made myself open to listen to that part of what that person's going through. And it impacted me. So just things like that, things of the way she chooses to use her platform, she'll never know how many people might read that and say, that's me. That's me. I've been to 15 doctors and none of them can give me the answer. And God, that's validation. That's affirmation for me that I'm not crazy, that I'm not just imagining this, that this happens, so the way she chooses to use that platform, just, it's absolutely is amazing.
My last DM with Lauren before this was when a friend of mine who's no longer on Twitter, but was kind of like a troll, but like, hey, you're a good guy, but you're kind of a jerk on Twitter, said something about her art, and I was just like, block him. And she's like, no, like he has a right to his opinion, and I want to hear it. I want his feedback. I was like, he's a troll, but she was just like, no, like I need to hear feedback and criticism, and and it's very. Like I block. I'd be so blockety block. But yes, the accessibility, listening to the people, talking to the people, joining shows like ours, Tea and Tops and other people. You'll see this in a minute. So I'm gonna roll this video because we've been here so long, but we're gonna be sloppy, but let's just do this. Here we go.
My Lauren Taylor story. I started following her after the Tom and Shay fundraiser last year, and I don't do card art. I don't do any of that. But I had to have one card out of the Project 70 series of my favorite athlete, and that was Mr. Bo Jackson. The detail, the quality, everything. absolutely love the card. It's the centerpiece of what is remaining of my Bo Jackson collection. Lauren's an amazing artist, and I can wish her continued success.
Hey, good morning. I just want to say that I first heard about Lauren when a friend reached out about a fundraiser they were doing. Saw the work and was amazed. And then when I found out she was going to be part of Project 70, I was more than excited. I've followed the work since that point. I have absolutely loved every minute of it and shared as much as I can. And I think those people who know me know that I'm a big fan. Love you.
Hello, I'm Big John Buse, and normally not a man of few words, but I'll try to keep it brief. As far as what does Lauren Taylor's work means to me and she as a person, Lauren makes me want to be a better person. I try to see the world through better eyes as far as seeing more beauty in the world. I love her take on baseball, love her take on art, and just her attitude of keep going, keep grinding. That motivates me. I'm pretty motivated as it is, but it's always nice to have a little elevation in motivation. I should get a job saying, okay, I digress. Lauren, you're the best.
Hey Lauren, Chris Nollick here. Just wanted to tell you how much we appreciate your art. I just absolutely love the attention to detail that you put into everything that you do, and just appreciate what you're doing out there, the message that you share with everyone about life in general and mental health and everything. Just really appreciate you, and best of luck.
Hey, Lauren, just wanted to say hi and wish you all the best. Sorry to hear about the diagnosis. Really appreciate everything you do for the hobby, and you coming on the show was one of the highlights, if not the biggest highlight of everything there. So if there's anything we can do, just please reach out, and we'd love to help out in some way.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, sending all our love and best wishes from everyone here at Tea and Tops, which is just me and Jason, but I'll make it sound bigger than it is. Yeah, I'm sending all our love from across the pond, and I know a lot of the UK collectors are behind us as well. And yeah, we'll hopefully see you soon.
All right, much love, and hopefully we can see you soon. Take care.
You know what this is? My Project 70 Lauren Taylor autograph, Lou Gehrig. My favorite card in the whole Project 70 set. Lauren Taylor, get well soon. I love this piece. This is my favorite piece of all the Project 70. Thank you for all your hard work in creating masterpieces like this. Awesome job. Get better soon. We're praying for you, thinking about you. Thank you for everything.
Hey Lauren, Zach Turner here. Just wanted to drop a few words of encouragement for you. Number one, praying for your recovery. God has a plan for us all. I know He's got special ones for you. So hang in there. You'll get through all this. Number two, what I love about Lauren Taylor is simple. You put your heart and soul into what you do, and it shows through everything that you do. Big crazy fan of your work. My daughter has gotten into art a little bit. She's not so into cards, but she loves your stuff as well. It's the details, and you can tell that you put your love into what you do, and we appreciate that. So my favorite works of yours, I'm a baseball card enthusiast, excuse me, and I gotta say it's the Ronald Acuna Jr. Project 70 stuff, and of course the Ken Griffey Jr., which I missed out on, but I'll find a way to get it one day. Anyway, love what you do. We're praying for you. Keep your head up. You'll make it, okay? So, best wishes and thoughts and prayers.
I just wanted to say thank you for everything you do. Thank you for the beautiful art that you do. I've collected your Project 70 cards, your Lakers and your Kobe and your Dodger Championship art. Also got your mystery box. I'm a big fan. I keep them for myself. I use them as gifts to my friends. It's just beautiful work. I've even taken them to work. I'm a second grade teacher, sorry. And I've told my kids about you. I tell my girls that they can aspire to be anything they want to be, great artists like yourself. So please take care of yourself, get better soon. Can't wait to see everything else that you put out. We'll be watching. Thank you.
Hi, Lauren. I just wanted to take a second to say thank you for your amazing art and also for your honesty and openness all the time. I really appreciate that about you. There's a lot of us behind you, sending you strength and love, and, refuse to lose, never give up. Much love from Seattle.
Hey, Lauren. This is Wes. I just wanted to say that I appreciate everything that you do for Che and Tom with the fundraiser, and your art is absolutely stunning. It's so unique. It's beautiful. And I know you're going through some stuff, and I just hope that you get to feeling better, and keep your head up. Your hobby family's here for you. Take care.
Oh man, wasn't that just
That was awesome.
like I've seen it already. And I was just like, why don't you tell us about that painting there at the end while I compose myself?
Well, that painting just kind of came about. My son, it was a couple of weeks ago, just decided he wanted to. Well, we'd been doing some painting in our house as a family. I haven't, but several members of the household have been painting recently, and my oldest hadn't gotten into it, but he came to me and he's like, "Dad, I want to do a painting." And I said, "Okay." So he made a painting of my Heart of the Hobby logo, and it was kind of funny. He'd never seen a Blake Jameson piece ever. And he put a little Blake flair on it. He had the splatter going on it and everything. And I asked him where he learned that, and he said he learned it in art class. But I loved it. I absolutely loved it. And so we were talking today. I just telling him I had to kick him out of the media room. We call this the media room because it's got 2 PCs and it's the recording studio for the youngest one. But I was telling him what I had to do tonight. So I was telling him why we were doing it. And, I showed him, the picture, and I showed him the Fergie and the Tony over there and the Rod Carew. And we just started talking, and he was like, well, I asked him, do you think you could do something for her because she's an artist, like you did for me with my logo? And he's like, yeah, I could do that. So I said, don't do it red and blue, let's do some different colors. And so I just let him I didn't watch him do mine. Here's one he did for me, if you hadn't seen it. So, but he just did that one on his own. I didn't have any say in it. So then he was kind of disappointed in this one. He said, Dad, I feel like this one was a failure. I don't feel like I did very good, but I think he did an amazing job. But this is the one that he did this afternoon, and it's just a ribbon. It's got the Heart of the Hobby logo up there, and then on the ribbon it just says peace, hope, and love. So, but that's what he did. So we're going to send that off to Lauren. Hopefully she'll find a place for it where it can maybe remind her that she is a big part of this hobby. And, my mantra is Heart of the Hobby, and she is definitely part of the heart of this hobby, and we love her. So,
that video, about half of the people in there are used to making videos or content or, putting themselves out there. The other half, they sent me DMs. They're like, hey, I appreciate what you're doing. I can't send a video, but I love it. I was like, you can send a video, man. And I got pushback, because I know how it is. That's why I had to do the Snoopy hat. It's like I didn't like being on camera, and I felt self-conscious. But these guys, it's like Lauren needs to hear your vibes. She needs to hear your love. She's going through this. It's terrifying. It's terrifying to me, and I'm just a casual super friend on Twitter. And it's like the impact your video will have on you, like with the nervousness and whatever. She is gonna accept that, and it's gonna be like 100 times more powerful. Just the vibes and the good feelings and all of that. And they ended up sending me videos, so it was like, not only do they love you, Lauren, they overcame stuff, issues that they have to tell you, and that's what it's that's what really got me misty-eyed more than hey, we love you, you're amazing. It's I overcame my issues to tell you that and to say how much you mean to me. And those dudes, you know who you are. You're in that video, but you guys are special, and that's what makes this hobby special. So yeah, it's great. Anything else you want to add here, or because I'm getting kind of
yeah. I think that video, what you said about it, speaks volumes. I saw faces on there that I was like, I was just kind of nodding because I knew what it took for them to do that. And it's just, that shows the impact that somebody, Lauren, you don't know the impact that you have, that your art can have. But you do, you've got an impact, and we're all praying for you dearly. We're sending you the most positive vibes we can. Wish you a full and speedy recovery. And, I know none of us have ever met you. Hopefully we change that one day. Maybe you'll be at the National. Would love to meet you in person one day. But just know it's often people say, send in thoughts and prayers, or we've got your back.
Yeah, Chase, she wants to jump on. Can we send her that link?
Sure, absolutely. I'll send it to you in a Twitter DM, Lauren.
So yeah, I mean, yeah, we're all saddened because we're feeling good. We want to send good vibes. But did you hear? Dude takes your work to his second graders and is like, "This is art. You could do this. You could do anything you want to do, kids." That's amazing. People always ask me, like, why do you like Project 70? I like Project 70 because Alex Party, he's like Adult Swim crazy nightmare animation. I love it. Lauren Taylor, she makes art that belongs in museums. That's the quality. When I look at the piece, I have a museum piece in my hand. And just like Tommy said in that video, his autograph Lauren Taylor, Lou Gehrig's his favorite card. That Lou Gehrig, that's my favorite of yours. It spoke to me so much, and I love it. And hey, she is on. Lauren, hi. How are you doing, ma'am?
This is going to be hard, but I'm going to do my best.
Feed me your tears of happiness and joy, Lauren. I want to feast on them.
Fair enough. First of all, thank you for you two for even thinking of doing this. Sometimes you get in the kind of the cog of just making cards and art, and people are always asking who your next player is, who your next card is, and it can be easy to kind of pull away from social media, especially when you're overwhelmed with something else. And the last few weeks I've found myself feeling differently towards comments that usually I would embrace and almost try and change the way that they interacted with people in a kinder way, because hey, we are human, and I'm a human, and you're talking to a human, so keep that in mind. And I found that my fuse was shorter, and I was just overwhelmed, and I didn't log on to Twitter for a bit, and I tried to stay accessible, and there was when I made the announcement on my Facebook, and I only say this to lead into a happier thing, someone had written me, and then immediately after I didn't respond after 8 hours, said, what a shame that I can't be bothered to interact with people, and broke my heart because I spent so much time trying to do that. But it's just, so yeah, it was like, I'm not going on Twitter. I'm not going on Instagram. I need a couple days to digest all this. And, I log on to Twitter kind of flinching, sometimes like, oh God, like you were saying, you just block. And sometimes you block and there's people that, their mission out there is to not work harder, but make those that are working hard feel like they aren't worthy of success. And I've had to understand that that's a them thing and not a me thing, but I'm not perfect at it. And when I logged on, I wasn't sure what to expect, and I see posts from you and asking for support from others, and I don't even immediately just. I don't know I used to be dead inside. I don't know what you've done to me, but
I'm still dead inside. This
5
is
years
making me
ago,
happy.
it was hollow and dark in here. So as much as I talk about mental health, I'm not a public crier until as of late. Helps that I have a tumor pushing on all my hormones.
Oh no.
We can laugh. It's okay. It's okay.
I love it, but I don't.
You can laugh. It's okay. When I saw the numbers, I was like, damn, I'm holding it together well for a pregnant teenager. Also, maybe going through menopause. I don't know, all the things. But point is, I didn't expect that. And I think that's been part of this is, when you're vulnerable, you get a lot of, I spent 20 years of my life hiding that I had anxiety and depression and panic attacks, and feeling like an incredible burden to everyone. And I didn't even know what it was. Sometimes I would think I was literally suddenly violently sick, and there was really important things that I missed because I had to leave because something was really wrong, or there was people I shut out because I didn't know how to talk, because how do you explain you're not okay when everything looks okay? When you have a house, you have a roof, you have food, you don't have these problems that some people have. And my way through that often was the worst way, which is isolating. And it hasn't been until recently that I've started to let some people in on this journey. And I love that I found success, with my platform and financially with P70 and, hopefully future things. But, it's the messages I get from tiny accounts that, say that they just needed to hear that they weren't alone, or that, that the ones that get me are the kids or the teenagers who think they can't achieve these goals in life because they don't know what's wrong with their brain. And that was me in high school and in middle school. I just thought I was permanently broken all the time, and still have those days where I can't understand why I am the way that I am, and I forget to see the beauty in it. And the beauty in it is that you feel deeper and you have more empathy. And I've made it my goal for my platform to celebrate that more, even if I don't fully celebrate it within myself. When I'm in the depths of it and I'm alone in my room and I've left my phone ring off and friends are asking if I'm okay and where I'm at, and I don't respond, and I post something on social media that makes it look like I've got it together, but I've ignored people for 5 days straight. It's trying to normalize that, because I think the damage I did by being ashamed of it for so long is what I'm still working to fix. And I have also learned that it's not about me. Sometimes it's about the people I choose to surround myself with. And I think you guys can speak of that. You don't need to have 9,000 people watching this video. You've got a good group of people. And that is so much more important than followers and subscribers. It's the content of the people you have. And I just am really grateful to have run into you two. And my kind of humor, to put a car between your little toes. I have to tell you a story just to break up the crying for a second, because you'll laugh. I'm on the Kelly Clarkson show. It's airing on May 2nd or 3rd. I'll let you guys know. But right before, I'm like, oh my God, I haven't I gotta go to LA in my fingers look gross, and my toes haven't seen the sun in like 8 months. Like, I better go get a mani-pedi. Like, that's what we do on TV, right? So I go into this place, and I tell this lady, I'm like, I need your help, but I'm leaving tomorrow. And she's like, she's trying to get me in. I'm in Vancouver, so it's not like, everybody, like, the men get pedicures and manicures here too. So, everybody gets them in.
No shaming men getting
Not at all. The point is, not easy to just walk in and be like, hey, so I'm never prepared, but can you help me? And she's so sweet, and we're talking about, why I'm going on the show, and she's putting the lotion on my feet at the end. She's all done. And I've had 6 surgeries on my ankle. I don't have any ligaments left in the left ankle. Like, it's a blessing, though. I roll my ankle, and I don't feel shit. Like, it is like most people think that's the worst painful thing in the world. I don't feel it. I'm like, well, whatever. And I forget how rubbery it is, like how floppy it is, because it's just whatever. And I was talking, and she rubbed, and she like moved down my foot, and the whole thing just kind of gumbied in. And I swear to God, I thought she was gonna black out. She got super quiet and white. She's like, "Did I just dislocate your ankle?" I'm like, "Honey, like, no, you barely touched it. You dislocated it with that pressure. Like, we got big problems, but you might have, but it went right back in. Like, it's okay." And I think I changed her career that day. Like, I ruined her life. I have never. So I laugh at your foot thing because I'm not winning any awards for attractive ankle feet. So, yeah, the point is, I just needed to break up the crying for a minute with that story, and yeah.
Well, let me break it up with the huge announcement.
Oh, the announcement! I forgot about this.
Teasing this whole huge announcement, and this ties right into it. I, Tom P. Willis, give Lauren Taylor the right to paint, draw, do whatever she wants, pictures of my feet. She can do it for whatever commercial reasons she wants. I receive none of the money. She's, right here. She could draw them, whatever. That's the big announcement. Lauren, I hope to see foot cards in Project 73 or whatever it's going to be, Project 100. So yes, that was the top level joke for this whole show, was tease a big announcement, and it's Lauren Taylor has rights to my feet. So I think you're breaking up there, Lauren. I can't get you there.
All different angles.
We can't hear you, Lauren. Mm-mm.
Nope. There you go.
Yeah.
Oh. Yeah.
Well, much like Jen pointed, my feet scared away another woman in my life.
Oh, Tom.
Oh man, yeah, just tease something.
I'm sure she's coming back.
Yes.
But how awesome is that? How awesome is that?
Man, just it's, and I said, like seeing dudes cry, seeing anyone cry that I care about or get emotional is so emotional for me, because what she describes is me on a lesser scale. I don't have it as bad as her. Not to say that, well, what I have doesn't suck. You know what I mean? But that's the thing. It's like, I don't have. Hey, welcome back. It's all right. I just assumed we chased you away.
Literally broke my computer for a minute.
Oh. Oh, so if you want to continue telling your story and stuff, go ahead, Lauren.
I want to speak to those of you that felt nervous about the video. Appreciate you overcoming that. I did a risky decision, and it's not live yet, so I'm still changing. But I did choose to video my reaction to it live because I had heard that you mentioned that a few people were worried they wouldn't have an impact. pretty obvious every single one of you did. So, and with every word, there was no like, well, this one's boring. It was, each one was really heartfelt and meant a lot because, it takes time out of your day and to wish a stranger well and not even know if they're going to respond or watch, or you never know. And, I have a soft spot for kids. I love speaking to classrooms. That offer is open as well. If that gentleman would like to do a Zoom, I love doing Zoom with kids on in their
That's
class.
awesome.
Did one recently and sent the kids cards, and it's so important that we keep the message going. I'll leave it with this. It's kind of corny, but it so perfectly describes the message I want to embrace as myself, because I don't fully love myself when I'm anxious or depressed. But the give you a polished post every other day. The ones that truly, answer the tests that are productive, don't make sense, and ask if I'm safe when I'm in the middle of a bus. Like, of course I'm safe, but I don't feel safe because it doesn't feel safe. They don't tire of those messages, and those are hard for people. People with good intentions that just don't know how to handle them. And I think it's really important that we keep spreading the message to kids as well, that not everybody's going to be the type of person that can stick around for that, but it's not about those people. It's about finding the right people. And I think for the longest time, I chased the wrong people. I chased the audience and the people that only cared about what I could give them in terms of good seats at a game or free art or gifts. I was always a very giving person. And I started to try and find the people that don't care what I have to offer other than what I can bring just right now even. And it's a testament to those of you that are in the room. You are those people. And if I stopped dropping P70 cards or art, I trust you would still be there. And that's
yeah. Yeah. Jay and I are never going to go anywhere for a fact.
Defined. And you guys are those people to other people. So keep that in mind too. This isn't all about me. It's all of you have done that for one another. And I wish I had a handful of those people growing up, because I think it could have changed my life. So don't be afraid to be that person for someone. And I promise you the gifts that you're giving back to them will always be worth it. Not always easy, like you were saying that you recently felt like you weren't helping a friend enough. And the truth is, you're never going to be able to fix them. You're never going to cure it. You're never going to solve it all for them. But not walking away is the greatest gift I've ever received. So that for two people in your life, you're already miles above a lot of people, and it's much more. Life's much more than art and created, and that goes for anywhere. So thank you to everyone here. I can't say thank you enough. And if I do nothing more, if you never buy a single piece of my cards, that's okay. But if you can love someone a little bit harder, that's a little bit more different. I feel pretty privileged for all the opportunities given. So, thank you.
Lauren, we love you. We just want to let you know, you broke up that whole entire thing. We need you to redo your speech. It's about 30% cutting in and out, but we did get the gist. But
we got the gist of it. We could understand.
I broke her.
Now it is mute. Yeah, it broke her out. It's your feet, Tom. All right. Thank you so much, Lauren, for
so much for
everything.
Your art that inspires, your words that inspire, and how you just let people know they're not alone. we don't need the art. It's amazing, and I mean, I don't want your art to go anywhere. But you just sharing your struggles and saying, "Hey, I'm a real person, and I know what you're going through, kid." That's that's just incredible, and that's why I think we all love you so much. So thank you.
Thank you guys, thank you both. And all of you in chat and that watch this in the future, I appreciate it.
Thank you, Lauren.
I'm gonna get my face off this screen so I can go back to
Thank you so much.
That's okay. This is amazing.
There's some maintenance that needs to happen right now.
Okay.
Love you all.
Oh, we love
you. Have a good night.
Okay, good night.
Yeah. Oh man, that just lifted my heart, and that was worth it. You know, we spoke about the show, like you and I were going to do a show, and we're just going to talk dumb stuff for an hour or so. Not dumb stuff, but you know what I mean.
Yeah.
But then it was like,
that
news broke, and it's like, you know what? Hey, we do owe her. We don't owe her. I mean, you know what I mean? But we love her, and we're like, hey, she means a lot to us. We should just do something special for her for a little bit. And then it became, hey, let's do a lot of it, because she's a sloppy crier, and I enjoy it. It makes me feel good to see happy tears. You know what I mean? I'm going to cry, but it, like she said, she was dead inside, and I'm not dead inside, but I'd like to joke that. But those good emotions and sharing them with others, it really helps my depression and my issues. And man, I hope if you are struggling, Tom P. Willis on Twitter, you know, just tweet me, and I can send you to someone more qualified. Not to brush you off, but you know, we have friends that are therapists in the hobby, and they're like, hey, I can't give therapy, but I could calm someone down and, you know, shoot them off to find some help. So you're not alone. Everybody struggles, you know, silly little Snoopy hat Tom show to Project 70 artist, Lauren Taylor, to Kanye freaking West. You know, we all, it's all that, you know, from the lowest to the highest and everyone in between. It doesn't matter. We're all just kind of the same. Check through some comments here. Kevin, hi Lauren, sending you love from work. Thank you, Kevin. Hecker joined in. Love you, Lauren. Wes, that was so beautiful and raw, and loved it. Yes. And Garrett, thank you, Lauren, for being authentic and vulnerable. Thank you for sharing your story, being an inspiration for others struggling. Some of the comments about Lauren, she said it's absolutely perfect. It will hang in my studio regarding your son's painting. Wes, gallows humor is my kind of humor. Yes, Wes, as handsome and sexy and sweet as he is, has a very dark sense of humor. It's kind of amazing. You saw him at the end of that video where he was like poised and, you know, like, and I mentioned earlier in the show, like you watch him thanking Lauren and you're like, I want to watch content by this dude. You know what I mean? Like, Wes, you could lift people up with the way you talk. I broke Lauren's iPad with my feet. I broke Jen Pointer's life with my feet. Eric says, let's see some new shirts with Tom's feet. And bumper stickers. Who said that? That should be a bumper sticker, Wes. Yes, I hope he was talking about my feet and not some, you know, very deep and wonderful thing Lauren was talking about. And so I hope you guys enjoyed my little big announcement joke. It was fun. I hope you guys enjoyed the show. Che, I'm going to give you the last words and then I'm going to jump off. We'll end the show with that. You're the smart, sensitive,
I've got nothing. I just want to thank everybody for, sticking with us. We've been on an hour and 15 minutes. I'll be honest. I told Tom I was going to be the Ed McMahon to his Johnny Carson. I intentionally did not ask for an outline of the show. I did not ask for a show plan. I came on here blind. I was pretty much as blind to it as what everybody else was. I didn't know what Tom had planned, and I kind of wanted to be that way. I wanted to, to have my own reactions. But just amazing job, Tom, putting this together. It was so much more than what I had anticipated it being. Yeah. And it was just amazing. The fact that Lauren joined us, that you guys are still here in the chat. Just a great I think this goes down in the annals of the Tom Shea Show for sure. And if anybody is out encounters Lauren on Twitter in the comments or something, I meant to ask her and didn't get a chance whether it was a bigger honor being on the Kelly Clarkson Show or the Tom Shea Show. So
she's gonna say it was T and Tom.
That was what was going through my mind. I'm like, this lady is sitting here talking to us dumbasses at on a Thursday night when she just finished doing the Kelly Clarkson Show. So anyway, so I love all you guys. Lauren's right. I don't need 1 million followers, but the followers that are here, my friends. We're not followers of each other. We're friends.
Yeah.
And everybody in this chat is my friend. I love you all, and thank you so much for being here for us and being here for Lauren tonight.
And I always lie and say I'm going to give people the last word, but I'm not. This is what we're talking about. We don't need 100 views. It's nice to, people come back later and watch the show for my guests. But for me and Shay, seeing, I'm going to shout them out. Eric Hecker, we love you. You're our friend. Wes, Garrett, Jen was in here. Anna was in here. Moose was in here. Who else? Chad was in here. That's, like I said, that's our core bro and girl group, our friendship group. Well, we help each other out. We've racked. We've done this. I could depend on Anna if I need help. I could depend on Moose. I could depend on Erica. All these guys are dependable. They're all my super best friend. I love them. And I just, hey, you guys made this show that much more entertaining for me and more fun to do and probably more heartfelt for Lauren by being here, and it's so much appreciated. And thank you. Sorry, Che, I just wanted to give a list of all the names that were in the chat, but Che, last word.
Nope, that's it. I'm out. You guys have a wonderful night. Thank you for being with us, and we might do this not like this, but we might do another Tom Shea Show soon. So
yeah,
all right, love you guys.
Bye.
Bye.